Hi, very good morning to all of you. As you tune into BNS and the stock game on ET Now, I'm Megha Chadha.
And I'm Devina Menon, and today is day 2 of this new week where we are playing it with Sharmila Joshi. We've got Sandeep Pagle as well as Amit Goel playing it with us. Before we get you their new picks, let's quickly run you through and explain to you what the rules of this game are and how exactly our experts play them. So you've got 3 analysts who join us every week. We give them a notional amount of 5 lakh rupees and they deploy that money into 4 individual stocks. They can choose the cash market as well as one stock in the futures and options space. They have to make a compulsory churn on every single day. 2 stocks each is what they have to compulsory churn. Otherwise, they can also churn stocks where targets and stop losses have been hit. This exercise continues till the end of Friday, where we have our final weekly winner, the person who makes the most amount of money, obviously. But let's go ahead and find out what their portfolios looked like as of yesterday and who stood tall after we come about and introduce our guest and then take you through their new portfolio as well. So as of day 1, as on Monday, this is how the portfolios look like. Firstly, pull up Sharmila Joshi's portfolio and we'll run you through the stocks that she had in her portfolio as of yesterday. The first one she had a call was on a Pantaloon. She went long on that stock as well. She had a target of 330 odd rupees on that stock. Another stock she had was the BGR Energy. Followed that up with the Gujarat Fluorochemicals. That one was a slight bit of a disappointment after the good run it's seen last week. Jindal Steel also was a stock that she went long on. Coming down to Sandeep Pagle's portfolio, and this is how it looked as of day 1. He also had a full long portfolio, so all longs there. DLF making the maximum for him, which is why he actually came to first position. Century Textiles was the other one. MRF also was a long call. Follow that up with SARBL. And finally, on to Amit Goel's portfolio. Remember, he was making money throughout the first half of the trading session, after which Sandeep took over. So this is how Amit's portfolio looked. He had a Marg Limited, a Mercury Electronics, as well as a Ceylon Exploration that did well for him yesterday, and even an Alok Textiles June futures. This one did well, but not so much so as you would have expected it to do. So this is how the portfolio looked like on day 1. Time now to bring on board our experts on the show. We have Sandeep Pagle, who's joining us right now, as well as Amit Goel. Sharmila Joshi will be joining us in just moments from now. But first, Sandeep, run us through your portfolio on day 2.
I have chosen to keep MRF, retain MRF, which is up today. I have gone in with 3 new stocks, an MRPL, a Nelco, and Tata Global, which we had spotted yesterday, and the move has continued today. So these are the 3 stocks: MRPL, Tata Global, and Nelco.
Right. So Sandeep, that's your portfolio for today. But Amit, what is your portfolio looking like?
Okay, my portfolio has Surya Roshni, where I am long with a target at 88 and a stop loss at 82.3. Natco Pharma, I am long with a target at 272 and a stop loss at 259.90. Jubilant Food, where I am long with a target at 835 and a stop loss at 790. And GTL July futures, where I am short with a target at 91.5 and a stop loss at 97.
Alright, so that is Amit Goel's portfolio. Sharmila will be joining us in just a bit from now, but just quickly run you through her portfolio, at least the names as to what she's added onto her portfolio this morning. So she's held on to a BGR Energy from day 1 and 3 new stocks that she's added in her portfolio. One is a CCL Products. She's got a Texmaco as well as a Rainbow Papers. All of them are long calls. We'll get you the rationale behind picking each of these stocks in just moments from now. But a quick check on the calculator plates and where exactly each of them is placed right now. Start off first with Sharmila Joshi. Her calculator plate. CCL Products is working for her 3.5% of the gains. The only Texmaco is the one where she's losing, and a Rainbow Papers, a good odd 5% is what she's making. So 12,200 rupees at last count for Sharmila Joshi. Sandeep Pagle, his portfolio also resembles pretty much the same, with one stock where he's losing out. MRPL is the one that he's losing out on, making good money in a Nelco as well as the Tata Beverages. 4.5% overall on his portfolio, so about 23,000 rupees is what he's making. And Amit Goel, we've got Surya Roshni and Natco as well as a GTL July futures where he's losing out, and only Jubilant Foodworks is where he's making money. So just about 0.3% higher for his entire portfolio. However, time now to take on individual stocks and get you the rationale behind the selection that they have made. We'll start off with you, Sandeep, first. On your first stock, MRF, which is retained from yesterday.
Well, as I had mentioned yesterday, Devina, that when it in the first half of the day it was down, it closed up. It closed at 66970. Today it is up a little over 0.5% at 7015. And MRF is a stock that when it moves, it really moves very, very fast. And I expect a target of 7300 to 7350. Now, I can't say which day it will move, so I have chosen to retain this. And I really don't think the market is bearish. It will be a more nifty, maybe consolidating, and we'll have stock specific moves happening. And I think MRF in the later half of the day will be an outperformer.
Right. Amit, coming across to you then, you've got Surya Roshni as one of your first picks with a target of about 88 rupees. Tell us why.
See, Surya Roshni is a very deep value stock, and on the long term charts and on the long term fundamentals, it's looking extremely good. It's quoting at a P ratio of only 4.5, and it has got an uninterrupted dividend track record for last 20 years. And the promoters have been taking up their stake in this company first through warrants, and then they came out with an open offer at 111. So currently the stock is around 84. So I think there is deep value in this. It is very rich in assets, and the company also has a land bank in Bahadurgarh which they intend to develop. So I think in terms of assets, in terms of earnings, dividends, turnover, the stock looks extremely good to me on the long term. But today my target is only for 88 rupees.
All right, extremely good on the long term, but an intraday target or day target at about 88 is what Amit has placed it at. Sharmila Joshi also joins in right now. Sharmila, I took the liberty of running our viewers through the entire portfolio that we have, but let's start talking about individual stocks now, and a BGR Energy is what you've retained from yesterday.
Yes, absolutely, and I think the reasons remain the same. BGR Energy is a company which is in the EPC space, and it really offers the full gamut of services. So once again, to reiterate, I think this is a stock that you could see well heading to 550 kind of levels if you have the patience to hold on to it. But for the day, I've given it a target of 481 and a stop loss at 464.
Okay, so that's the target coming in for BGR Energy. But Sandeep, on to your second pick, and you've got an MRPL. Tell us the reason why you've picked that one for today.
Megha, MRPL gave a very clear and a decisive breakout yesterday when it broke a level of 80.60, and the volumes witnessed were one of the highest over the past few weeks or months. And normally when such a thing happens, this is termed as a price come volume breakout, the move is extended further, and what we are seeing today, it is down some 0.5 or 0.6%. It's just a consolidation before the move will begin. So we have a price target of 87 to 88. And for the show we have talked of it's around 89 is what we have talked of, and we feel that move will come in a day or two. Hopefully it will begin sooner than later.
All right, so that is the call coming on an MRPL, which Sandeep has selected over the last 7 days. Any which ways the stock has been doing well, performing well, 8.5% higher. 82.5 is where it is at, and Sandeep likes it for a bigger upside. Coming to you, Amit, on your stock, and the second stock you picked out is a Natco Pharma from the pharmaceutical space. Why do you like this one vis-a-vis some of the large cap pharmaceuticals names?
See, I think Natco Pharma is again a very deep value stock, and it looks good, extremely, it looks extremely good on the long term basis. The stock has been growing its EPS consistently for the last 6 to 7 years now. And in oncology, which is a very large space in pharma segment, they are the #1 players in the country. And last but not the least, they've tied up with Mylan Inc. for a drug called glatiramer acetate, which is a $3 billion drug in US, and where Teva of Israel currently has a monopoly. And once this drug is commercialized, I think this would mean huge gains for Natco Pharma. So I think this is one stock in pharma which is looking extremely good on a long term basis.
All right, but it's really unfortunate that we had to see the stop loss getting triggered first and then the stock bouncing back from those levels. So stop loss of 259 for Amit got triggered, and as we speak right now, the stock is in fact inching towards its target price, which is at 272. In fact, just met the target price. It is unfortunate that the stop loss got triggered before the target price got hit. But Sandeep, on the charts, would like to come to you on a Natco Pharma.
At lower levels, I do see some buying somewhere around 260, 263, that level, and I would be a buyer in that range. And on the upside, the first target could be somewhere around 275, 276. That could happen today or tomorrow. And talk of a few weeks, it can even go to 284 to 285 or maybe even 290.
Okay, Sandeep. So possible movement up to a 284 or a 290 also for a Natco Pharma coming in. But Sharmila, going across to you then, and you have CCL Products as your next pick. That counter has really not been doing too much. We've in fact seen a bit of a downtick come in today as well. It's currently at about the 100-day moving average. Why have you picked this one?
I think what I like about this stock and why I would really recommend this stock is that I clearly see a re-rating story in CCL Products. This company, as you know, is into coffee, and I think even if you were to just look at the way coffee prices have moved over the last year, then you'd see that coffee prices have in fact doubled. And this is something that we heard from managements of Tata Coffee, etc., who come and said that when prices really increase, it goes. Companies like Tata Coffee or a CCL Products, stand to directly benefit because it all comes directly to your bottom line. CCL Products has been through, some amount of stress in the past, and last year perhaps we've seen has been a turnaround year for them, both in terms of profitability as well as volume. It's not really come to their profitability yet, largely because they had other forex losses, etc., which will kind of get resolved. But I think going ahead, definitely I see a really bright future for CCL Products in years to come. And given the fact that they are actually trading at 9 times PE as compared to a Tata Coffee, which is at 22 plus. So while one may argue that Tata Coffee deserves a premium, etc., etc., I think there is some amount of catch up that a CCL product can do, and we've really seen whether it's tea, coffee, both sets of stocks are doing well. So I think CCL Products hasn't joined the races yet. So the attempt is to try and find within that space a stock that you can like and which is available at a very decent valuation. So CCL Product for the day I've given it a target of 215 and a stop loss at 203. But I think this is definitely a stock that can give you very good returns from the current price.
All right, can expect very good returns from the current prices, and as we've been seeing, there's a lot of talk around tea and coffee prices as well, particularly tea, which is expected to prices are expected to rise about 7 to 12% in FY11 in 2011. The stock CCL Products is still doing well, working well for Sharmila. She's making a good 3% on this one, and it's just about 3 rupees short from the target price. So hopefully she gets her target price on this one at 215. Let's take you through the calculator plates then and where they are standing right now. We've got Sandeep Bagle making money on MRF. Tata Global Beverages, again, we've got tea and coffee stock there. Nelco is the other one where he's making about 3%. Overall, 4.5% on his portfolio since day one, 22,000 odd rupees. Coming to Amit Goel and his portfolio, Surya Roshni is where he's making money. Unfortunate on a Natco because you've seen the stock price surge to about crossing his target price right now, about 3% higher, but he hit his stop loss first, and even a GTL July futures is not working for him. So 2,500 rupees is what he's making overall. And this is Sharmila Joshi's portfolio. We've got a CCL Products inching in very close to the target price. Texmac was where she's losing, but a Rainbow Papers is doing exceptionally well for her. We've got the target already being hit on that one, and the BGR Energy is also where she's making money. 12,500 odd rupees is what she's making.
Well, time now to slip into a very quick break, but we'll be back with more expert picks when we come back. But on that note, here's how you can also participate on Buy Now, Sell Now, your one-stop shop for all the queries that you have for stocks as well as mutual funds. You can email us at bnsn@etnow.tv. You could also SMS us at bnsn@58888. You could also call us at 022-2483-7111.
Alright, welcome back. You're still watching the stock game right here on ET Now. We've taken the first two stocks of our experts. Time now to focus on the third stock for each of them. Let's start off first with Sandeep right now. Sandeep, your third stock in the portfolio. We've discussed MRF, MRPL. Let's talk about a Tata Global.
Tata Global has given a breakout yesterday of an inverse head and shoulder pattern, and the target of that comes to around 112 to 115. With exceptionally high volumes which have not been witnessed over the last few weeks or even for the past few months. And we feel that what is happening today, though it is up 1%, it is taking a breather. In a coming time, a day or two, it should move fast to 110, which is our target for the show. but overall the long-term target can be much above that. It could be around 120, 125 if somebody takes a longer-term view of say 3 to 6 months, and at current levels of 105, it's a great buy.
Sharmila, would like to come to you on this one. While you've chosen a CCL product, Tata Global Beverages has also been in the news. There's been some buzz about Pepsi looking to pick up some stake here. What's your own assessment of, the probable value that an investor can get by investing in a Tata Global Beverages vis-a-vis a CCL product?
I think that both companies are obviously good. I think perhaps if you were to look at the Tata Group, then possibly look at Tata Global Beverages as well as Tata Coffee, because definitely where Tata Coffee is concerned, I think that whole Starbucks story is still to play out really. But I think that when you look at CCL products, what strikes me the most is the kind of valuation gap that there exists between whether you're talking of a Tata Global Beverage or a Tata Coffee and a CCL product. And the fact that this is a company that wasn't doing so well, and there has been a turnaround. So I think it's very important that you spot a story early on. So while I may talk about it for the day and give a 5% target or etc., I think when I try to recommend a stock even on this show, I try to think of a stock that can potentially really give you a 30-40% return, if not more. So that's why I prefer a CCL product. I mean, the game is that whichever stock does better on a given day. But I think at this point in time, CCL products is a better stock to buy.
All right, Sharmila. So CCL products is a better pick at this point in time for the short run, but we could see a big jump in coming for that counter over the longer term. But Amit, going across to you, you've got a Jubilant Foodworks. That counter, we've seen that crack on Friday as well as Monday. Though today we're seeing a bit of an uptick. In fact, we've got a buy call with the target about 835 on that one.
Yeah. See, that's one of the reasons why I picked up the stock, because it's a growth stock and it's part of the India consumption story. It's panning out extremely well, and the stock had corrected quite a lot in the last few days. So I thought it's a bargain to pick up this stock, not just for a day, but I think this stock can over a period of time give around 15 to 20% annualized returns to the investor. So this stock looks good to me for long term, and it has actually done well today itself.
All right, good for a long term. Remember, we've been talking about concept stocks and the potential that they have, and no matter how expensive they are, people still look and still interested in going ahead and buying a stock like a Jubilant Foodworks, which is now currently at about 835. So the target price already getting triggered there for Amit on a Jubilant Foodworks, working well in today's session after seeing some bit of a correction over the last 2-3 days. Coming to you, Sharmila, and your stock, the third stock that you have is a Texmaco.
Yes, I think once again, when you look at Texmaco, this is of course, the demerged entity from, they basically divided their rail business and their, their other hydel and power business into real estate business into Texmaco. So I think, really post the demerger, this stock has not really come into its own, because people are still confused, what's in this stock, what's in Texmaco rail, etc. But I think what we can't really forget at the end of the day is that this is part of the KK Birla group of companies, and I think that it will start slowly reflecting in the numbers as well. They are doing reasonably well, and as I said, it's just that it's not really come into its own post the demerger. So I think it's very important to try and spot a good stock a little early on if you can, and I think that's what I'm trying to do with Texmaco. So for the day I've given it a target of 36, but I think definitely this is the kind of stock where if you're a slightly patient investor, this is the kind of stock that you can look at.
Right, so at Texmaco they're trading at about 33.90, in fact very close to that stop loss of about 33.5. But Sandeep, going across to you for your last pick, in fact you've got a Nelco, and that counter is up about 2.5% in trade currently. Why have you picked this counter?
Mega clear price and a volume breakout, a rounding bottom pattern at 79 when it crossed today, or about to cross yesterday. And though my target for the short term for the show is just 82 something, 82.30, I believe that this stock will have the strength to go to somewhere around 98 to 100 in the next few weeks, and possibly if you take a 6-month horizon, this stock can go to somewhere around 120. So at a current level, we have quite an up move possible. So I would talk of a long term of 120, 125, and I think investors with a 3 to 6 month horizon can also do well picking up this stock. and at lower levels, and can hold on with a stop loss of around 70 or so.
All right, hold on the stop loss at about 70 or so on a Nelco, which is high by about 3% in intraday trade. Just address those flashes before we go across and take Amit's stock. We've got Mahindra, which is won an order worth about 100 odd crores. Remember, yesterday it was a day for realty, infra, construction stocks. All of them did well. Today, some bit of a correction coming into a Mahindra, down by about 4.5%. So no excitement over this order win as well. 126 is where the counter is trading at. So as you can see, no price reaction, so to speak. Coming to you, Amit, on a GTL July futures, why have you chosen this one, considering how marred the counter is any which ways? It's been difficult to gauge which direction it could take, considering the news floating around it and how it's collapsed technically over almost 70-odd%.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's why I picked up the stock to sell, because you know, the fundamentals look extremely bad. The company is very highly leveraged. The promoters are very highly leveraged. So it looks like a potential bankruptcy case to me. But I think today it has made my portfolio bankrupt. It has done me in by, you know, by hitting the stop loss. So it's kind of a little unlucky for me. But I still believe that this stock will go a long way down.
Okay, so further downside possible for a GTL there, but Sharmila, you've got rainbow papers. In fact, a stop loss has just been triggered on that counter there. But Sharmila, going across to you, you've got a rainbow papers. In fact, the company's announced some very ambitious plans. It's announced a 700 crore capex plan. It's looking to double its turnover in the next 2 years as well. Is that why you picked it for today?
I think Rainbow has hit its target. I don't think it's hit a stop loss. It's definitely hit my target price.
Yes.
And the reason that I chose it is obviously what you said. I think, you know, they're planning to double their capacity. Part of that capacity will come online by September. And I think, again, if you were to look at, you know, where paper consumption is within the country, and, you know, the per capita consumption for India is among the lowest there is, whether you compare it with East Asia or whether you compare it with what's happening around the world. I mean, if you were to take what's happening in the US, then we are really way off. So I think there is no question, you know, there should be no question regarding, you know, the kind of demand that paper will see. Of course, I think, you know, we are slowly moving hopefully towards a more electronic kind of an era where you will use less paper, but still, you know, the demand picture would stay strong, I think. And again, I think for Rainbow Papers, they are planning to get into the commercial space also. They're talking of notebooks, copiers, etc., which they will introduce under their own brand name. So yes, I think it was really on the back of the fact that they're doubling capacity. Rainbow Papers is what I'd bought with a target of 64 and a stop loss of 60.
Oh yes, the target of Rainbow Paper getting hit. Mega was referring to GTL July futures for Amit Goel, where the stop loss has been triggered. So Sharmila's target on Rainbow Papers definitely achieved. 64 odd is what the target price was. Take you through their current calculator plates then and how they're performing as of now. MRF is up about 1.5%. We've got MRPL, which is not making money for Sandeep, and the Tata Global Beverages and Nelco doing well. So almost 22,500 rupees is what he is making. Amit Goel comes next, and this is his portfolio. He's making money on a Surya Roshni, Natco Pharma. Unfortunate there, but the stop loss got triggered and the stock started to move upwards. And Jubilant Foodworks also working well. So about 1.5%, closer to 8,400 rupees is what he is making right now. And that's Sharmila Joshi's portfolio. Just Spain coming in on a tech smacker where she's losing 1.5%, but Rainbow Papers target getting hit. CCL products also doing well. Overall, 11,500 rupees, 2.5% for the entire portfolio. Take out time then to thank each of our experts for joining us right now and discussing the stocks with us on the stock game. Sandeep, Amit, as well as Sharmila. We'll see you same time tomorrow as well. But on that note, we'll have to slip into a very short break. But we've got individual stock queries to address for you on the other side. Rajat Bose will be joining us very soon. And these are the stocks that we're going to be discussing: Bharti Airtel, Wipro, as well as an HDFC Bank.
And here's how you can participate on Buy Now Sell Now, your one-stop shop for all your queries. You can write into us at bnsn@etnow.tv. You could also SMS us at bnsn at 5888. You could also call us at 022 248 37 111.